by and large, one could say that the meeting was very successful. The deliberations were profound. A number of critical and important matters confronting the OECS and the space within which we operate. With regards to the work program and budget, the heads of government welcomed the initiatives presented to enhance efficiency in and reduce the cost of operations of the Commission. As you know, we are all living in very challenging and difficult times fiscally, and whatever measures we can take both at the national level and at the regional level to reduce on expenditure, heads are committed to doing so because the OECS is financed in large measure by our respective countries. So we want to recognize the efforts of the Director General and his staff in recognizing the need for us to streamline where possible. Heads of government noted the options recommended for sustainable financing of the Commission and agreed that a more detailed analysis would be conducted and submitted to the meeting of the authority scheduled for November 2014. Heads of government instructed that a study be done on the most energy efficient and cost-effective modality for fast ferry service, including consideration of the involvement of the private sector. Of course, transportation is a major challenge for us. We all hear and speak about the issues relating to LIAT and regional travel, the transportation of agricultural produce among countries and between countries, and it is something that continues to occupy the minds of all of us, and today we discussed this extensively, and that decision was taken to continue exploring the issue of fast ferry for the OECS. Heads of government welcomed possible proposals for the establishment of the OECS IT intelligent institutions and the development of a robust ICT backbone in the OECS as essential transformational tools for enhancing the operations of the OECS integration process. The OECS Authority approved the annual work program and budget of the OECS Commission for the period July 2014 to June 2015 as presented. Heads of government noted the progress made to date on the ongoing negotiations with Martinique, the state of preparedness of Guadeloupe to commence negotiations, and the request of St. Martin for associate membership of the OECS. The authority agreed to the draft accession agreement as the basis for finalizing Martinique's associate membership of the OECS, and further agreed to the signing of the said agreement at the 60th meeting of the authority scheduled for November. So we will be signing the agreement to bring Martinique on board as an associate member state in November of 2014. So we're very pleased with that decision, and I'm sure the citizens of Martinique who have been calling for this for some time, that the negotiations are finally over. And I really want to thank the Secretariat again for its efforts in the negotiation process. Heads of government noted the recommendations emanating from the inaugural meeting of the Economic Affairs Council, inclusive of free movement of OECS citizens and free circulation of goods and services. The authority considered the need to transcend from a narrowly institutional remit and agreed to widen the mandate of the Economic Affairs Council to include active review of regional economies and trends and engage a wider OECS public on such important regional matters. So again, the Economic Affairs Council is a very important institution within the whole framework of the Union. And we're very pleased as heads that we have been able to convene, and it has submitted its first report. So we look forward to the continuing excellent work of the Economic Affairs Council because it is a very, very important part of the OECS economic architecture. Heads of government agreed to the convening of the second sitting of the OECS Assembly in early October 2014, and that the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union 8-point Stabilization and Growth Program will be the substantive item for debate. This matter has been discussed for some time. In some countries, the cabinets have approved it, and it has also been laid in the Parliament for parliamentary discussion. So it's important that we discuss it at the regional assembly level and get its ratification so that member states can follow these 8 points with a view to addressing some of the economic and social issues confronting our region. Heads of government also agreed that a development seminar will be convened prior to the sitting of the Assembly on the motion for discussion. Again, I want to thank the Secretariat for its excellent work, and Dr. Mathurin, who has been at the forefront of organizing the OECS Assembly. I want to especially recognize their efforts. The authority endorsed a submission from a subcommittee of commissioners on external trade negotiations established to arrive at a joint OECS negotiating stance to be pursued in the Canada-CARICOM negotiations. The submission covered a broad range of areas including services, investment, the movement of business persons, tariff liberalization, labor, trade in alcoholic beverages, and monopolies and state enterprises. I must say that this has been one of the most profound paper on trade issues I have seen in a very long time at the OECS, and I really want to commend the commissioners and the staff of the Secretariat and all those who were consulted. Some over 40 people across the OECS were consulted on this, and I believe that the OECS citizens must be eternally grateful to all of you who were consulted and were able to put this document together. I'm personally very pleased with the content of this analysis, and certainly I wish that we could have done that much earlier during our negotiations. But as we say, rather late than never. So we're hoping that our good friends, the Canadians, would understand the peculiar situation confronting us in the OECS, and they need to give us this special and differential consideration. The 60th meeting of the OECS Authority will be held in Dominica in November 2014. All right, thank you very much.